Hey everyone, welcome back. So today's video is going to be another chit chat get ready with me. I want to do another fall inspired makeup look. Something vastly different from the last one, however. I don't want to use the same tones. I want to very much change up the color scheme. I'm feeling very fall today. I got my new candle burning. If you haven't seen that video, you need to check out my fall candle haul, and I explain to you the scents about all of the candles I've recently purchased. Another thing I want to incorporate into today's video is using Charlotte Tilbury's products. So I grabbed all of the products that I own from her line, and we're going to use those today just for something different. I haven't done that in a while, and I kind of wanted to see how her products play together. I also have a sample of her Light Wonder foundation that I want to give a go. I've worn it off camera a few times, but I haven't sat down and kind of given you my thoughts here. And I'm still kind of debating between that one and the NARS Sheer Glow. If you watched my last Get Ready With Me, you'll know my thoughts on that. And so let's get to chatting. I want to use up this primer, but I did also purchase a new primer, as you've seen in my last video. But I really am a creature of habit and a person that likes to use up old things before delving too much into the new. I kind of tend to savor things a little bit because I like to use things up. But this is the Ren Perfect Canvas primer. I've been using this primer for the last year. I think I bought this at at one of the Sephora sales last fall. It's silicone free, and I'm really into silicone free primers because I noticed that anything too heavy, when we get into a lot of those silicones, it kind of clogs my pores and creates breakouts, especially since we are still in summer essentially, and it's very hot. And when I wear a lot of makeup and it's hot and I'm sweating, it just creates a disaster for my skin to be able to not breathe and then in turn break out. So another habit I've created is curling my lashes straight away. Like before going into any sort of makeup, just curling the lashes. I prefer to do it this way because otherwise, you get your lash curler up in here and it's touching the makeup and it's touching everything all over your face. I just find it's a lot cleaner and easier for me to curl them ahead of time. So I have her Light Wonder foundation in the shade 4, which is labeled as fair. Now, I would not categorize myself as a fair skin tone right now. I would say definitely light. In fact, in that NARS foundation online, the shade I'm in is the shade Patagonia, and that is categorized under medium. And so I would say I'm more like a medium skin tone right now, just from being at the tail end of summer here. So I've actually gone back and got a couple samples of this Charlotte foundation because I'm really enjoying it. But I want to see longevity in comparison to the NARS, how well this is going to last. I've also pulled out this Wayne Goss brush that I've had for years. This is his #1 foundation brush. Maybe he's redone it since the beginning. I'm not sure. I haven't been on that site in forever. But I've kind of been liking this brush too for really buffing the foundation into the skin here. Now this is a light coverage foundation. This is not going to give you a ton of coverage, but I have not been into a very heavy makeup look at all for many months here. I think if the occasion were to call for it, I most certainly don't have a problem slapping on a little extra foundation. Everyone wants to look, flawless. But on the daily, out in public, out in the bright sunlight, I really prefer a more natural but perfected skin look. I'm going to kind of add a little extra foundation in the areas where I have imperfections or maybe just a little bit more redness peeking through here. I wear SPF every day, but that sun has given me so many new little brown spots on my face this summer. And it makes me kind of look dirty, like especially this brown spot here in my upper lip. It makes it look like I have a dirty upper lip, but it indeed is just pigmentation coming out of my skin now, thanks to the sun. I can really see a lot of similarities between this foundation and the NARS one. I think this one has a little less coverage though. A little bit more glow, perhaps. Now I'm going to go in with the L'Oreal Infallible Pro Glow Concealer. Love this concealer. So I told you that I started watching Downton Abbey, right? Well, I didn't realize that season 1 was only 7 episodes long, so I finished that last night and I'm on to season 2. It's a good show. It's a fun little show to watch. I love period pieces, like, you know what I mean, like where they're not current modern day, but yet, oh, they're so fun to watch. Yesterday, I did not set my under eyes with that concealer, and I had zero creasing, zero issues, so I'm actually going to skip powder again. Powder has just not been working for me lately. And so going without it, I mean, if that's fine, by all means, I'm going to go without it. And I also really enjoyed how this has been looking on my face. This is the Drunk Elephant De Bronzy Anti-Pollution Sunshine Drops. I personally love this mixed in with sunscreen for an all-over bronzy glow, and this is what I use every day when I don't do makeup, and I feel pretty. You know, I feel like I'm getting a little coverage, I'm getting protection. This also has good skincare benefits in it as well, but I've been using it as a bronzer. I was a little concerned about, you know, the background looking jankety if I set this back here, but we're just gonna let it be jankety because we're spilling coffee all over my floor. And just kind of dab that like this. This might be too much, Chelsea. What were you thinking? You know, and another thing you can do with this is you can kind of take it down your neck and on your décolleté as well, just to kind of give you a little bit of a glow. But it's a serum. It's almost like a gel. Like, it really blends in effortlessly. You can't really screw this up. Now, I'm not sure how this is going to work for deeper skin tones, because clearly I don't have one. You could always try it and just see. But if anything, it's got some good, like I said, I think it's got omega-3s and antioxidants in it. Is that what it says? Where is it? Yeah, it's got omega fatty acids and protective antioxidants in it. I'm not sure what those things do for your skin, but I'm sure they're good. So my kids and I have been riding our bikes to school, and my stinking tire blew out. So now I have to run to Walmart and get a new tube, and I've never installed a new bike tire or bike tube before, so I am hoping that it's easy and I don't become incredibly frustrated, because I'm like, this is like something we're enjoying doing, and we're having, you know, some nice cool mornings, and we live close to school and there's no bus, and so I usually walk. Before Isaac was in school, I would drive just because I'd have to wake him up from his nap to go pick Chloe up. But now, you know, they're both able and wanting to ride their bikes, and I'm like, of course this happens the first day. Okay, now I'm going to go in with the Charlotte Tilbury Flawless Filter. You could totally use this as a primer. You can mix this in with your sunscreen, mix this in with your foundation. It's really a chameleon product. It just adds glow, and like a good glow. I love this product. I'd say this is like my standout product of the year. I believe I bought this, I don't know, don't quote me. Was it last fall or was it beginning in the winter? I can't remember exactly, but I'm shade 2. I will repurchase that because I like it that much. You can blend this in with your fingers too, but it actually works really well with this brush, and it's quicker. It's just a beautiful, beautiful product. I'm particularly loving it lately because of having a little bit of a drier skin type. I can get away with these cream products right now without looking greasy. But you know what? I've been on both sides of this fence. So for those of you who are more oily and you're like, oh, I could never try that. You know, when I was more oily, I would just spot, like I would still use it as a cream product on the tops of my cheekbones. Like I didn't get oily right here per se, because it's just so beautiful. And maybe the areas you don't get oily, you can mix it in, and just that all over glow is just, how many times am I going to say that word? I just think as we age, anything that's going to add youthfulness to my face, sign me up. I don't have a Charlotte Tilbury eyebrow pencil. Does she make a pencil? I'm sure she does. But I'm just going to go in with my trusty old ABH Brow Wiz. I do prefer the definer just because I find I can really fill in surface area a lot quicker. You know, I've been hearing great things about the e.l.f. eyebrow pencil, and there's other drugstore ones too. Quite frankly, I'm scared to sway from this because I know I can sweat and I can be out in the heat and not have to worry about my brows fading or sweating off with this product. And I've had in the past issues with more inexpensive or even just other pencils that I've tried fading and just like falling off. And that's okay with certain makeup looks, but if you have a full face of makeup on and suddenly your brow's gone, like, that's not a good look, especially for me with having a higher forehead, or at least I feel like mine's high. I'm sure it's not, relative perspective. But if you can attest to being a sweaty girl like me with that e.l.f., I guess it's such an inexpensive pencil. Just buy it and try it, Chelsea. Like, why make this a big deal? You know, when you love something so much and you've veered away and you've tried other things and they've disappointed you, you just know to stick with what works. And that's kind of how I feel about this pencil. And this shade, medium brown, is absolutely perfect. It matches my natural hair color, which, don't look too close, but as you can see, my natural hair color is coming back with some gray highlights. I'm kind of embracing it, honestly. Because getting your hair done is very expensive, especially as it gets longer. Like, very expensive. And I know there's cheaper places you can go to and stuff, but I don't want to mess around with my hair. I've been there, done that, try to do the cheap way out, and then you end up with some strange off-the-wall color or a terrible cut, and like, hair grows back, yeah, but you gotta live with it looking strange until it's back to what you're used to. But I'm kind of thinking that these gray highlights are a little bit sexy. Like, they're coming in, like, evenly spaced out, like, in a good way. So I think I'm just going to embrace it. I'm really over these light ends right now. I feel like it's kind of washing me out. But like I said, I just don't really feel like going and getting my hair colored right now because I'm liking the natural color. So, hey, and this might be my last few years with having any sort of brown coming in. And so I don't want to start messing with it too much. All right, we're going to prime the eyes here with the Milani eyeshadow primer. Another thing I was going to use here is her powder. So I lied. I am going to do a little bit of powder here. But this is okay, I love this powder because you don't see the powder. You don't see it sitting on your face. You're not adding thickness. It's just a beautiful powder. This is her Airbrush Flawless Finish Skin Perfecting Micro Powder. This is the shade Fair, which would be the lightest. I probably could do the second deepest shade, but in the winter time, this is just a little bit better. I like a big fluffy brush because I don't like too much powder, probably about like that. And I'm just gonna set my T-zone. And since we've already done bronzer, I don't have to worry about putting powder where I would otherwise do like a powdered bronzer so that they blend better. I'm just gonna do the T-zone, the pore area. This also blurs out the pores beautifully. I am going to do just a hair on the cheeks because I'm going to go in with her blush, and it is powder. Okay, so this is the fun part. I was thinking about doing a smoky green eyeshadow look today. So we shall see. Strap on your panties. Let's see how this turns out. Let's hope that it goes the direction in which I am envisioning. So I'm going to start off with MAC Quarry. This is a smoky, subtly purple matte shade. A little hint of gray. I'm still a fan of MAC shadows. I really like them. I like that you can customize and buy one shade. Perhaps you're just looking for one shade. Maybe go to the MAC counter and buy it. I like that. I'm still drawn to it. Like, you see that all the rows of the eyeshadows, and they're so pretty, and you go look at them, you're like, ooh, which ones don't I have? And it's kind of nice now, too, that Ulta sells them. So if you're already placing an Ulta order, or you can get 20% off, when you get your coupon. Which I hope they send me another coupon soon, because I have a few things that I want to try. Okay, I'm going a little off script here. I had planned to do a little green. We're going to get there, but I think I want to incorporate some of this color into the eye look, and so I'm going to go in with MAC's Brown Script, which is a nice matte, rusty, warm brown. I feel like I'm my least talkative at this portion because this takes me, like, I have to use the most focus with eyeshadow because it's my least good. That's probably not proper English. The least talented at eyeshadow, or it's like the thing that requires the most out of me to think, and to talk and do this at the same time is not easy. Okay, I don't want this to turn out too similar to the other look because I did a very warm look there. I'm going to now dig into something deeper. I most certainly love drinking coffee and putting makeup on. All right, now I'm going to dig into this color here. This is Dirty Martini from Makeup Geek. This is the color that kind of inspired this whole situation. And now we are going to get creative because I truly have no clue how this is going to turn out. I wish I had some sort of cream base to put down, but I do not. So we're going to have to build this color up because I think it's going to require a little building. So I'll just take a flat brush here and dig into this. This is a matte shade. Oh, I guess it's pleasantly pigmented here. I was expecting it to be something that you would have to really build up, But this is pleasantly great. This is the point to which, you know, on YouTube someone would cut their crease so that this would show up really well. Oh my gosh, I couldn't do that. Like trying to make a perfectly straight line. You know, and I'm honestly a fan of a perfectly imperfect eyeshadow look. I like more of a grungy, it's just blended out to oblivion, maybe it's a little imperfect and messy looking. I like that look. But I'm also a fan of very messy messy hair, and I thoroughly embrace it. Like I try to make it look cute and stuff, but then like if you move your head, your hair is gonna move with you. So unless you like do your hair and then sit down here and barely move so it looks like perfect, like that's not reality. Like I'm jumping over my bed because I have my equipment taking up my only walking space here in my bedroom. So I'm like literally jumping over my bed to go get my coffee. Like it's quite comical if you actually saw what I do to achieve the end product here. It's, oh my goodness. Now I'm gonna go back into Brown Script and just kind of lightly brighten up here the edges. I don't typically do a dark color all over my lid just because of my eye shape. It really can sometimes make me look a little bit like my eyes are stuck in the back of my head. I'm going to take Brown Script and a pencil brush and smudge out my lower outer third on both eyes and then a little on the inner third. And then in the middle I'm going to take that same brush and the green color and I'm just going to pop that in the center on the bottom. I'm going to take some of MAC's Nylon because this is a very bright inner corner, but I'm also going to do a little bit of that up on my brow bone here. See, this is what happens when you don't have a plan. You have to have faith in yourself that this is all going to pull together in the end. And you know, some eye looks really are just a hot mess until the very end. I don't know what it is about that, but until you get the lashes and mascara on, you're just kind of like, okay, what? Okay, we're going to go in with some Lash Paradise mascara. And see, because we already curled those lashes, now you don't have to worry about the curler taking off that eyeliner you just put on. We're done with the eyes. I have two blushes by Charlotte Tilbury. This one's called the Climax, which is more of like a burnished, rusty rose color with a little bit of peach that you can pop in the center. And then this one is a peachy pink color called Ecstasy. I really feel like we could go either direction, but I think keeping with the fall color scheme, we're going to use the one called the Climax. Now what I like about this blush, the deeper tone, you can kind of just keep it towards the back of your cheeks here and give it a little contour, a little extra bronziness going on. And then you dip into the center for that brighter peach. And that is what goes on the cheeks. I'm not used to seeing myself with such a dark eye. I don't know how I feel about it. With my particular eye shape, if I go too dark on the lid, I just feel like I look like I got punched in the eye. Okay, I don't have a Charlotte Tilbury highlighter, and I know that that bar of gold is buzzed about quite a bit. So I'm going to take something that has a little bit of a golden sheen and use that on my cheeks instead. It's the Heat Wave by Estee Lauder. But I'm pretty sure that that Charlotte Tilbury bar of gold is this exact color, or very similar. That way we can get a similar effect. And I think gold right now with the peaches and the bronze is definitely going to be the right tone. So I'm going to take her lip cheat in the shade Iconic Nude. This is a beautiful, neutral, undertoned, I'd say. Because of the formula, you really can cheat your lip line a little bit. Like, because of that stupid chickenpox scar on my lip, I had to like draw over it a little bit. So we could stay with a very neutrally undertoned lip and do like Very Victoria. Or we could do one of my favorite colors from her. It's called Bitch Perfect. I'm not sure if it's my best necessarily, so I'm going to brighten it up a little bit with the Bitch Perfect, which is a beautiful peach. Yeah. See, that's a little bit more wearable. That's just a little bit more me. Have a little bit more brightness. I feel like having some 80s hair kind of goes with her whole branding too. Just like bedhead, just slightly tousled. I think this is a better look for me anyways. I don't know how I felt about my hair the other way. You know how you get used to seeing yourself with your hair parted a certain way and then you do it a different way and you look like a whole new person? So here is the finished look. I think this look could definitely use some lashes, but I honestly don't want to bother with that today. I really like the all matte greens and rust. It's definitely a different look for me, one I haven't done in a while. But I'm really a big fan of Charlotte's products. I would like to try more from her line. Thank you guys so much for watching. I have been loving just doing these chit chats again and having this time to just kind of hang out and spill coffee all over my floor and goof up our eyeshadow together. I would have to say that this Charlotte Tilbury foundation is beautiful. I definitely think it's a little lighter coverage, and it's intended to be, than that Nourish Sheer Glow that I was using in the last Get Ready With Me. I love everything else that I have bought from her line. I would recommend all of it. Thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you have a fantastic rest of your week. If you have any recommendations or specific things that you'd like me to do in my next look, if you have any brands you'd like me to use, anything to focus on, or any specific palettes or just colors perhaps, we don't need to necessarily focus on a product, but like colors, let me know down in the comments, because I want to, of course, film videos that you guys want to watch. So have a great day, and we'll chat again soon. Bye guys.